Hello, Monday Sporty fans. We're on episode 8 of our Euro 2024 preview series. This episode features Turkey, and we'll be talking about the man that's been making the headlines recently in Spain, Arda Guler, and his potential for the tournament, as well as what our special guest, who we'll be getting to in a minute, thinks of the managerial position. So please like and subscribe for more similar content. Cut to. It's Harry and Ahmet for episode 8 of the Euro 2024 series. This episode is featuring Turkey. Ahmet, how are you?
Thank you very much, Harry. Thank you for invitation to be on your program. I'm doing fine. How about you?
Yeah, well, obviously disappointed with City winning the league, but that's a story for another day. This Turkish side, we've had a guest from Georgia and Czech Republic already. They're quite confident that they're battling it out with you for that final second spot to qualify from the group. Do you see it the same way?
I think so, and I think it's going to be a tough group for Turkey to be in this group, along with Czechoslovakia, Portugal, and Georgia and Turkey. Georgia is not an easy team. They have very good talent. I think they might be the dark horse in this group.
And Czech Republic, do you think you might have a psychological edge over them? You've been your last two Euros wins are against them, and
Yeah, and then
maybe
I
their
also
fans will be
remember.
having nightmares about you. That's
I
the last game as well.
I also remember the 2008. That was a good year for Turkey. Yeah, Czech Turkey always have a problem against Czechoslovakia. But the thing is, I think Turkey also has got some very young potential players. The problem with Turkey, I think in this group, they should have no problem finishing in second place. My only question right now, because Turkey national team does not have a very, what I should say, immature and well experienced striker. And there's also problem in the goal. If they elect Trabzonspor goalkeeper Uğurcan Çakır, who has been doing very bad in the Turkish Super League, if they don't start Mert Günok from Beşiktaş team, I think Turkish national team will have a problem in the goal.
Yeah, of course, and they've got Bayindir as well, who's we've not played a single game really for United.
Right.
So that's another issue in the goalkeeping area. But anyway, talking about young talent, Arda Guler, what a player!
Amazing.
Real Madrid scored the other day for them twice, I think.
Two
Is he the
goals,
player of the
yes.
most promise you've seen coming out of Turkey, potentially ever?
I think he is the one because at this age, you have never seen this quality player that coming up from Turkish football, especially from even when he played for Fenerbahce, even though he was 18 years old. Most of the coaches that coached Fenerbahce did not give him a chance. But one thing you got to understand, I always said this. There are many Turkish players that went from Turkey to England, Spain, the other countries. We can remember some names that came to England. I think the preparation for young football players in Turkey, it's not like in Europe. Arda Güler is at the age that he could learn the language because at that age is very important. He's so young and he's desperate for to be successful and he works day and night. You could see from his last posting and on Instagram, he's building muscles, and then in a short time and coming to the play and scoring goals. So far, I think in 5 matches he's got 5 goals, something like that. In the last match, he scored 2 goals. Now, even though Real Madrid tied that match, Sorlot, oh my God, that player, I want to talk about that. He played in Trabzon. He's a good goal scorer, and I'm surprised that he did not play in the EPL. He went to a Spanish league. But coming back to Arda Güler, I think he's going to be a bright star for the Turkish football in the long run. And we do have other players too. But the thing is, I'm going to come back to what I said. I think Arda Güler is the player that come out of Turkey is so far is the best one. I mean, we can count many players, but Güler has the best career is coming up for him in Europe.
Well, high praise indeed, but I think a lot of people would probably agree with you because he has got phenomenal talent. In terms of the managerial setup, you had Kuntz in the head position, and he created a bit of discord. He upset the fans, he upset the association, and he upset the players as well. Has Montella been able to create a bit of unity and agreement and harmony in the short time, or is it too little, too late?
I don't think that way. Stefan Kuntz, I think he's the one that earned that 10 points, try to get to this tournament. Stefan Kuntz made a very huge mistake against Armenia when Turkey had tied with Armenia. I think that was the X for him. But overall, I think Stefan Kuntz, I believe he's a good coach. He just not didn't have the right people around him. And also in Turkish Football Federation, too many chiefs in that committee. I think Stefan Kuntz and some other people in the officials in the TFF Turkish Football Federation committee did not get along. And Vincenzo Montella used to coach Adana Demirspor in the Turkish Super League. He did very well. And then with the suggestion from Adana Demirspor president and Turkish Football Federation hired Vincenzo Montella. Vincenzo Montella did what he did with the young players. Uh, Even though coming to this tournament, we had some bad results in the friendly matches. And looking at those games going into this tournament, the biggest question is Vince Montello, how he's going to use the young players. Now, there are very experienced players like Hakan Çalhanoğlu and Melih Demiral. But the thing is, player like Kenan Yıldız, Barış Alper Yılmaz, İrfan Kahveci, and also the player from Beşiktaş, Semih Kılıçsoy, they need to have very good goal scoring players on top. Right now, in the beginning of the program, I said they don't have an experienced striker that is going to score the goals. If Arda Güler is going to score the goals, they're going to have different format at playing against each team in the group.
And you mentioned Yildiz, who Germany could have selected, and then he sort of got his own back because he was willing to play for them, it seems, but then they just didn't look out for him, didn't look for him, and he scored against them. And then Ozan as well. I think it's Can Ozan. He's
Right.
He's also selected Turkey over Germany, but more of his own volition.
Right.
Do you think more players might be motivated to follow that way and pick Turkey? Because obviously we've had Can, Gundogan, Ozil that could have played for Turkey and been stars.
Gündoğdu, I think he could have played. There were problems over when the Turkish national team coaching there. But I think one player that I forgot, Ferdi Kadıoğlu, the player that is right now making waves in the Turkish Super League, especially this past Sunday, yesterday, when he played against Galatasaray, and they beat Galatasaray in Galatasaray Stadium. There were 55,000 people. I think the player of the match was, to me, Ferdi Kadıoğlu. Ferdi Kadıoğlu also thought of not playing for Turkish national team for many years. But I think his father and his manager made the decision for him. It was a very tough decision, but I think I'm glad that Ferdi Kadıoğlu came to Turkey because now he's playing the fullback position. He used to be a winger. I think he's much better playing a fullback on a left fullback. I think he is going to be major difference for this Turkey national team.
And do you have any hope? As obviously you mentioned there was quite a lot of deliberations. Do you think there'll ever be a time where it's easier for players to switch or even just choose straight out Turkey? And do you think that tournaments like this are the chance for them for the team to really get that pitch to them of why they should join the national team and say, look, you can win things here, you can have success here, you can do well.
Yeah, I mean, we have also a player from Kerim Aktürkoğlu, which he hasn't been starting the last 5-6 games for Galatasaray. He could be a star. Ferdi Kadıoğlu, and also Bardakçı, İsmail Yüksek. These players, number one player, I think, is going to make a difference for Turkey. I could say this. Arda Güler, if Semih Kılıçsoy from Beşiktaş team, if he gets a chance on top as a striker, he might make a change for Turkey and he might make a name for himself. So Vincenzo Montella, as I said before, has to get all these information, put it on the table, and look at them on the pitch in the practice session and decide to put very best 11 out there. And it is tough group. I don't think it's a very easy group for Turkey because Georgia, Portugal, and Czechoslovakia, these are all good teams. So starting when June 14 comes around, you better win the first match. Otherwise, your second and third match will be very stressful.
And I'm going to have to get to you at the final question, the big question, the question I've been asking pretty much everyone on this series. How do you think you'll do?
I have high hopes for Turkey national team. If Vincenzo Montella selects the right players for each game, I think with Arda Güler, Ferdi Kadıoğlu, and other players that is going to play, these young players will make a difference. The only problem I see in the Turkey national team is the goal. I think Vincenzo Montella is going to have a hard time to choose who will start in goal. Also, who will be your striker? That is the unknown questions at the moment, right now, before the Turkish Football Federation and Vincenzo Montella announces the roster for Euro 2024. It's going to be tough because you're going to have 26 players, and each game you're going to choose your best 11. So I think there's a lot of work for Vincenzo Montella if no other person in the Turkish Football Federation butts in his nose into his business.
Brilliant.
That's all I have to say.
Well, for your sake, I hope they let him get on with it, and I hope he makes the right decisions with peace of mind in his backing, in his corner as well, and being able to make things of his own accord. But thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Harry.
It's been a pleasure. And we'd love to have you back on another time. Maybe
no
talk
problem.
About the Turkish Super
Anytime.
League, maybe talking about the Turkey during the Euros. But all that's left to say is a big thank you for your help, and best of luck.
Thank you very much, Harry, and good luck to you too. We'll talk to you later. I'll always be glad to be on your program.
Thank you. Really appreciate that. All the best.
Thanks.